At the peak of a mountain in the forsaken land of the gods, visionary Adam emerged from a shadow on a huge cross. Adam raised his head and looked at the astral world, which had been distorted from authority and symbolism. Dressed in a simple white robe, he solemnly proclaimed,
"I am one, and also infinity, the beginning and the end."
As an ocean of colors formed around him. Adam, now a giant shadow, declared,
"Let there be light,"
instantly illuminating the astral world. He used the Chaos Sea and True Creator as a pillar, envisioning three uniquenesses, and seemed to exceed the limitations of above the sequences, and became half a great old one, suppressing the eternal blazing sun, the Lord of storms, and the God of knowledge and wisdom, trapping them in their divine kingdoms. Meanwhile, the dual-sequence god Amon entered the astral world, expanding to a mountainous size as he tried to swallow Antigonus's palace, grafted there by the fool's authority, but was confronted by the Evernight goddess. She held fog containing multiple doors, slowing down Amon's escape attempts in a tug-of-war. At the same time, python-like black tentacles extended out from somewhere in the astral world. The tentacles surged towards the ancient and dilapidated palace, rushing towards Mr. Fool, who was about to accommodate the Fool's uniqueness. Suddenly, the black tentacles were blocked by plants growing wildly. The Hornicis mountain range collapsed, while the Earth Mother, controlling the Moon's uniqueness, fended off primordial demoness Cheek's tentacles. It was like the apocalypse had arrived early. Suddenly, the hidden sage's light broke through the barrier of plants, heading for Mr. Fool. As Mr. Fool put on the translucent mask of the Fool's uniqueness, Amon's avatars attacked, pushing him to the brink of losing control. Normally, Mr. Fool could use his own status to suppress the ravings, but at this moment, he was accommodating the Fool's uniqueness. His mental state was in a weak and subtle balance. In a final plan, Mr. Fool went from just accommodating the Fool's uniqueness to advancing to the true Fool. In the next second, the Evernight goddess's body expanded, enveloping the whole space, instantly erasing Amon's true body, avatars, Earth Mother, primordial demoness, god of steam and machinery, hidden sage, and Antigonus, as though they were erased by an eraser. Concealment. In the next second, Klein returned, his body splitting apart, merging with Mr. Fool. In an instant, a door of light traveled across the surface of the concealed world. The door suddenly opened, and Amon leaped out, and he saw an illusory mask with blank facial features appear under the translucent, dark-colored cloak. The mask instantly outlined Mr. Fool,
who had fused with Garensparrow's traits. Amon's thoughts turned chaotic, as though he had his intelligence forcefully lowered. The Fool was born.
In the astral world, the beings concealed by the Evernight goddess broke free, appearing dazed and uncertain, including Amon's actual body. The Evernight goddess paused mid-air, uncertain, instinctively protecting herself and leaving. The Lord of Storms, eternal blazing sun, and God of knowledge and wisdom, initially weakened and doubtful, shattered the light restricting them, and then returned to sealing the world barrier's cracks. Klein, now fully fused with Mr. Fool, sat at Saphira Castle, Mr. Fool's divine kingdom, at the Fool's seat, stabilizing his mind. Just then, his spiritual perception was triggered. The Fool Klein suddenly looked up and saw that the grayish-white fog had formed a door at the other end of the long, mottled table. A figure wearing a pointed hat, a classic black robe, and a monocle walked out. Amon. There was a tinge of darkness in the dual god Mr. Error and Traveler's eyes as his smile appeared somewhat crazy. He leisurely looked around and nudged his monocle. He said with a crazed smile, "Are you pleasantly surprised?"